Okay, cool. We are notes. Notes. My tea. All right, cool. I'll turn my cell phone on silent. Okay, cool. Alrighty then, y'all. What's going on, world? Yes. This is your man, Buddy Ramig. We are back at it with another episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast. And you get your streaming on all streaming platforms. That includes Spotify, Apple Music, Google, iHeart Podcast, all those cool. Wherever you go to watch your podcast at, you can check us out there. And just like any other episode, I always try to bring in one of my friends in the entertainment industry, somebody either they're doing filmmaking, they're doing comedy, and we just get together, we chop it up, we share our stories about navigating this life called the entertainment business. And yeah, we just chop it up and go from there. And so, like I said, like any other episode, I always have a guest on tonight, and this is no other episode. So I'm gonna start that over.
Okay.
Yes. What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Buddy Ramick, and this is another episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast. And just like any other episode, I always try to bring in one of my friends on the entertainment business, and we just chop it up, talk about our adventures in the entertainment business. And this episode is like no other. So without further ado, I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself. Y'all go ahead and.
Thank you. My name is Lamondo Hill. I'm an actor and writer in the film industry right now, and making my way in the industry to become a mogul someday.
Yes, sir. That's how you got to do it. So, Lamondo, how did you exactly get your start in the acting game?
So, 2018 is when it all started for me. So, I was volunteering at a workshop at Sacramento State. Real Man had 101 with Dwight Taylor. Great guy. If any of you guys know him, also in Sacramento, he allowed me this opportunity to come volunteer and help these young men. And my mentor, who was a screenwriter, Emmy nominated, fantastic human being by the name of Sterling Norman Anderson, was one of the people there. And he came up to me, man, on the fly. I was moving these people around the room, and he looks at me, with like the camera thing, and he's just like, "Have you ever acted before?" I don't know nothing about that, man. Coming out of Richmond, California, there was no acting dreams. There's none of that. I'm furthest away from that. I told him, I said, "Nah, sir." I said, "I've never done that before." I was okay. Comes back out of the room after he gives his first class, and he asks me again. And he's like, "Are you messing with me? Have you ever acted before?" And I said, "No." He said, "Man, here's my information. Take my stuff down. Look at my IMDb." I didn't know what that was at the time. He's like, "Check out my credits, man." He's like, "Give me a call if you want to consider that." So I went home. Man, I saw his resume. The works, man. He was on Unit. Dave Mamet, Dennis Haysbert, just to name a few. Worked with Sidney Poitier, like Gabby Douglas stories. Like, he has all of this crazy stuff. So then I got kind of intimidated. I'm like, "Oh man, like, you don't know who you talking to." And I spoke to my wife about it, and he invited me over to his house, man. And we had a back and forth in exchange. And he was telling me all these things that were possible, and he was showing me some of the stuff that he's done and how important filmmaking is. And before I left his house, I was walking in the front room, and I never forget. He said, "Lamondo, what is it you want to do with your life?" I said, "Man, I want to inspire people. I want to inspire the world to help people be better versions of themselves through my gifts as a speaker and as a storyteller." He said, "Well, how are you going to do that?" I said, "Well, I got to work my way up to becoming a keynote speaker. Maybe somebody will give me an opportunity." He said, "That sounds good." He said, "Well, how many people do you think you can inspire if you were on that?" And he pointed at his television screen. I said, "Man, hundreds of millions, if not billions, depending on who watches me." He told me, he said, "Lamondo, if you do everything I tell you to do, it will not be easy. You will become an actor of this generation." And I've seen it before. He said, I've been around stars. I've been in Hollywood. I've done it. He said, "I'm telling you, you have what it takes. You just have to put in the work. It's going to be very difficult." And I went home and I told my wife what he said. And I asked her simply, I said, "Could you see me as an actor? Could you see me doing this?" And with her blessing, she said, "Yeah." Man, I got to work and haven't stopped since. So I trained for a whole year before I did anything professional, which is him. And he threw everything at me, man.
And his name was Sterling
Norman Anderson.
Sterling Norman Anderson. Shout out to him, man. And so now you going through the whole, you've never acted before. What is the process like now? You're in acting classes, you're training. Were you like it? Was there any sort of like intimidation, or were you just like nervous or anxious?
There was never any nerves because I've always been a great speaker. That was the thing. The hardest thing was watching yourself on film. So learning to critique yourself, like you start seeing your tics and your habits. Man, it was brutal. I still have the first recording he did of me when I did my first Shakespeare monologue. God, dude, it was so bad. And it was a monologue from Iago and Othello. And I look back at that now and I'm very proud of it. But at the time, it was so painful. I was like, this is horrible. Who would want to see this?
Yeah.
But he told me, he said, Lamondo, your mistakes are beautiful. And you have to understand these are the building blocks. And, you know, with my work ethic, man, I have a really crazy work ethic. I'm being very, very serious about that. Not to just talk myself up or anything. But when I take a task to heart and I say I'm going to do something, I go above and beyond in any way that I can possible. And it was the same thing with acting. I mean, I studied countless hours. I still do with film and writing and all these other things. But yeah, once he started me on the path, that was the most difficult part, is learning to watch myself and be patient with myself.
Yeah. I remember like when I first started like taking acting class, I had to go back and watch. I watched a lot of my videos like this.
Exactly. You want to.
Yeah, I don't look like that. You overthinking like you look like a boost. I'm like, no, I'm just Zell up on camera. But then you look at it, you be like, I remember like one of the tips I always do, I always just like scratch my beard. And like oh my God, damn it, there I go again. Or I always be like, like, what is? That's not a word. Like, stop saying that and stuff like that. That's funny. So you go take classes with Sterling. Were there any other mentorship that you had towards the beginning of your acting?
So Sterling was my foundation, and he gave me everything. I mean, we went through all of the classics trainings because he was my teacher, and he studied in New York and L.A. and he was in San Francisco. I mean, he was in Uta Hagen's acting school. I mean, he literally went through the ringer, so he taught me all of that, and then he had me read books, with Stella Adler and Stanislavski. Like, I went through all these things. Meisner techniques, hours and hours and hours of Meisner, man, with some of my scene partners and, people who I consider family now. And it was just a brutal, education in acting. And then later on, after my first project I did in Sacramento, a feature film that I did out here with Sally Fortier's casting in their production, I met Sandra D. Richardson.
Okay.
And she was like, she saw everything that I had and that I learned from Sterling in my base. And she was like, you have a really solid foundation. Now we're going to chip away at everything that may be wrong with you or that you may not catch. And her teaching was brutal too. It was one of those situations of where, like, when you learn how to drive a car or you ride a motorcycle, but you didn't go to school, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, so you have all of this, which is great, but now I'm going to teach you this. Mm-hmm. And so it was like everything I thought I was exceptional at, any mistakes she caught, boom, she smacked. They corrected, man. So it was good. I love the both of them, man. They both have a ton of knowledge, man. They've helped me become the actor I am now.
Yeah, no, I've worked with Sandra D a couple of times and stuff like that. One thing I will say up here is like how you say like with this, like it's like brutal and like all that type of stuff. Like the people who are brutal towards you, like really like on you, like, yo, this is wrong, you got to do this to correct it, and all that stuff. Like those are really the people that really care about you.
It was necessary. You need it.
Yeah. People don't understand like the discipline that comes with trying to just even pursue acting, learn the process of what it takes to become an actor. Like that discipline and that tough love, we call it. That tough love is definitely necessary. And if anybody's not giving you that tough love, then chances are they don't really. I don't want to say they don't care for you, but like this is a hard business.
Yeah,
it's a hard business to get into.
100%. I mean, I would say for anyone, and we can talk about this later in the show if you like, but I mean, just the things that I do to keep myself structured and in my discipline. Like I say, each of my mentors had a huge, significant part in my life. Like Sterling helped me out in a time where I just wasn't in a great headspace. Sandra did the same thing, and Sterling taught me so many tools in my acting, but also life lessons. Mm-hmm. Sandra did the same thing with my spirituality, the business side of everything. There was tons of stuff that they taught me, and I never shied away from any of it. It was all the stuff that was necessary. Now, I resisted some things. I'm not going to lie to you. You hear something like, man, I don't want to do this, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to. And once you finish it and you get on the other side, you find out how necessary it was. So I wouldn't take away anything, and I welcome all of what they've done. And like I said, those people for sure, I love them to the day I die, and I will always shout them out because they've helped me and they're still helping me now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then so yeah, we could get into that later, deeper into that, because like I said, the whole like what you get into that lifestyle of being an actor, like it really is. I mean, like I say, like being on set, memorize, like doing lines, taking classes, that's all part of the job of being an actor. But there's also definitely that lifestyle that comes with it, where you got to be healthy, you got to both physically and mentally. So we'll definitely get into that later into the podcast. But so let's see. So what was the movie that you worked on that was casted on by Sally Forcier?
So that one was called Uppercut, and I believe the director was Robert Beaumont. That, I believe, or it may have changed now, but it's on my IMDb credits if you want to look it up. But that was a set where, I met Sandra, Aaron Leong, I met Dean. There were so many great people. Jeremiah, I worked with Eric Viking again, I met him the first time on Jexy.
Okay.
Yeah. A whole bunch of great people, awesome people. And then it was a trip because when I worked with them on that project last year, you fast forward 4 years later, because that was in 2019, I got to see all those people again on another set. So it was dope.
Nice. Jeremiah, he got the beard.
Yeah.
He always wears the sunglasses.
Yeah,
I know Jeremiah. Shout out to Jeremiah. We worked on was it The Last Black Man in San Francisco together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeremiah was a real cool dude and stuff like that. So once you're taking these classes, you're starting to find your way into now being on these film sets. Tell me, what was that like now, transitioning to taking classes now, working on these film sets?
So I would say I was so prepared as an actor with Sterling's teachings that all of it was familiar. Mm-hmm. None of it felt intimidating. Mm-hmm. I didn't, and the analogy or the imagery I like to use, because I'm a nerd at heart, man. I really am. I saw it as like Sterling's school. We had a dojo, and we were all samurai training with wooden swords, right? Mm-hmm. And when I got on set, everybody, you bring your real sword now. Now everyone there is no, you're better than me. This is Miyamoto Musashi. Let's see who's the best. And we walk out of here, only one person walks away, right? So when I was around these actors, I was studying everything. Didn't matter if you were background or anything. I don't underestimate my opponents. I'm like, everybody has something to bring to the table. So when I got on these sets, it was just a place for me to just learn. Mm. It was a place to shut up, listen. And on my first set out there in San Francisco on Jexy, dude, I was trying to network with people, but I didn't want to say too much because I was so focused on production. I was like, man, I've never been around cameras like this before. I didn't know what director of photography was. I didn't know what an AD was. I didn't know what a grip or a gaffer was. I didn't know any of that. I was like, these people have walkie-talkies and they're walking around doing this snap. I'm like, I want to learn what this is. Mm-hmm. Because the one thing as an actor I learned very early on is I do not like sitting around waiting for the phone. That is one of the things that makes you go crazy. Yeah. It makes you feel like you have no value or you have no worth because you're just waiting for someone. And I'm still in the midst of that right now, trying to get my way out of that hole. But that first experience was just awesome to see all the technological stuff and all the people, the components of making a film, as opposed to the acting and everything like that.
Yeah. So anybody who doesn't know, Jexy was a movie that came out, I want to say like 2019. Yeah. It starred Ada Devine, Alexandria Shipp, Kid Cudi was featured in it a little bit. And basically it's a movie about this guy who gets his phone and his phone starts talking to him. They have this weird ass dynamic of this. he develops this unrealistic relationship with his phone, or his phone develops a relationship with him, one of the two, but it's crazy and stuff like that. But we both actually worked on that movie. Yeah. We both worked on that movie, Jexy. I think when I worked on that, I was actually Kid Cudi stand-in for that for a little bit. Okay. And then, but like I said, it goes back to how you say, like when you're being on these film sets and stuff like that, you really get to see, especially come up here from like Sacramento. I think we had talked about this on the phone, but like, or who was it? But like basically like up here in Sacramento, like we see all these things that is going on, but never to the capacity of what's going on in San Francisco or the Bay Area. So just being on like those big time movie sets and just see what's going on, like how you said, there's a whole lot of working parts that go into making a movie. And so you take it all in, and then also just understand that, like you said, the hard work, the hard work that goes into it, like, cause you got to be prepared for it, because all these other people that are working hard, they're going to expect you to do your job too. Even if it's just a background, they're like, we need you to be the best background person that you could be. If you're being a PA, we need you to be the best PA that you could be and stuff like that. So what did you take away? Were you able to take away from working on that movie Jexy, and then now being able to apply it to like your acting career?
So Jexy was the catalyst. Like I said, I learned a lot, and Eric Viking kind of took me under his wing when I met him on that set, because we had and it was like, I'm so grateful to these people that I name drop, seriously, like, because they didn't have to. Yeah. That's the thing in this business. Yeah. People don't have to. They don't have to help you.
Not at all.
I mean, no one is obligated to tell you anything. Mm-hmm. And so I'm saying the grace of God or my aura or whatever it is, for example, you even having me here on your podcast, you know what I mean? I'm very appreciative and thankful for that. When he asked me, what is it, that you're doing here? Because I was asking him so many questions about, like, what's that, right? He said, what did I want to do? And I told him, what my goal was in the entertainment business. And he was like, okay. And he said he saw something in me from that exchange. And so he was just teaching me little things on set. And I took all that. And another pro tip, if you guys are out there, actors coming up or other people, if you got your smartphone with you, notebook tab. I don't care how stupid you look, take notes on every set you go to, people's names, or whatever, and have that as for your mental Rolodex, man. And so I took all of that, of what he told me on that set, and I told him, I said, man, I'm going to see you again. And, obviously the chances of that happening is wild, because these people are working all the time and people never know or whatever. But it was dope when I was able to see him again and how much I grew as an actor. But yeah, that experience on that set taught me a lot of, I'm going to say, set etiquette, and that networking is very important. But if you translate to what I do now as an actor, I mean, man, I've come so far and have experienced so many other sets. I would say the big thing that Jexy taught me was just to stay persistent, if anything, because I knew that one day, and I still have a belief now, that one day I'm going to be in that position that the principal actor was in.
Yeah.
And the amount of work and stress that he has to go through, I didn't get to talk to him about it, but I have an idea of what really goes on. And when people are, watching stuff and watching films where you pirate things, you don't know how much work goes into that, man. Like, please don't do that. It is disrespectful to the person you're a fan of and everyone a part of that team, man. So that's one of the big things. It's a humbling experience with that.
Yeah, I'll definitely say how you say, like, with the pirating and like supporting, like when you like watch the credits, like the end credits, like once you get past like the cast and like the director portion, like the credits, and like you see all, like you say, the grip, the best boys, the lighting, all craft service, all that, like everybody on that in that credit roll played a part in that movie. And there's even more people who couldn't even make the credits, you know what I'm saying, that still played an important part of the role of that movie and stuff like that. So just understand, like, anybody who, like I said, if you want to pursue acting, if you do watch movies, you're a fan of movies, stuff like that, pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Put that money, please support them and stuff like that. But then also from like the actor standpoint, just understand that like this is a huge blessing, the opportunity that we have. Like whatever like problems that come across from this, or good things, bad things, or whatever, it's a blessing to have those things in your life, because not everybody, one, has the opportunity to pursue it. And then two, like how you say, like when you're on a set with somebody and they like point you out, because I know exactly what you're talking about, like with that aura and all that stuff. They like, people look, they know stuff like, damn, it's you. Like, I may not know, but you got something, bro. Like when people like do that, man, don't take that for granted at all.
Yeah.
At all, man. It is definitely it's rare. It's definitely rare. So now you worked on Jexy. Have you worked on any other type of like big projects and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of stuff for 13 Reasons. And that was, years ago. There was another film called Woman is Loser that was in San Francisco. I had the ability to work on a show that was going to go to HBO, but during the pandemic, some stuff happened. It was called The Faction of a Hitman. So that one, I also had the honor to work on a documentary this year, actually, with Nancy Hamilton. And so it's called Transformation. That one went off to do really well in the film festivals. And then I've been on shorts that had, bigger production staff. Like Aaron Leon directed this one. It's called The Cave, written by this guy named Tommy Ross out here in San Francisco. In Sacramento. Apologies, in Sacramento. And like I said, on my IMDb, you can check it out. I worked on a feature last year with Nick Leisure, big director out here. Yeah, Golden. That was an awesome experience, man. Like I said, another time in your life where you see people raising the stakes, and you start going, okay, I got to work that much harder.
Yeah, so Golden, that's a movie that's being directed. Well, Nick Leisure, he did like all of it. The director, the producing, did he write it? Yeah. So yeah, Nick Leisure is one of the top independent director filmmakers up here in Sacramento. Does a lot for the Sacramento film community. I know you can't talk too much about Golden just because it's still in the post production process and all that stuff. But can you take us back to I guess the audition process for it?
Yeah. So Stephen Morris, one of my guys, man, love him dearly. Him and Benjamin Cadronell. If you guys see this, y'all know who you are, man. I love you guys. They helped me out in the beginning when I first started acting. But he had called me, and he has a very great relationship with Nick, and he was like, "Man, hey, my boy's got a movie coming up, man. You need to audition for this." I'm like, "Okay." So go to the first audition. I did pretty well. He came outside and told me, he's like, "Yeah, man, I think you did pretty well." He's like, "But hey, they're opening up again next week. You need to come back."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Man, usually," I was like, usually you do one strike and they kind of like make the decision. And he was like, "Nope, come back. Trust me." So I came back, auditioned again, cleaned up some stuff, and went for some different roles just to show that my range and stuff like that. And man, I will not forget it, because there was a whole bunch of people they were considering, and it wasn't many roles of it. The film was they were coming to where they needed to close on their filming and stuff like that. So again, I went into it without an ego. I just wanted to audition, put a good impression, good foot forward for my boy to help me, with all this information, man. And he called me when I was at home running on my treadmill. This is how funny it is, man. I'm out here running on my treadmill, working out, and I get a phone call, and he was like, "Hey." I said, "Oh, hey, man, how you doing?" He said, "I want to let you know that we're considering you for the role. So congratulations to you." And man, I was so happy that he gave me this opportunity, man. I was like, "I'm not gonna let you down." He's like, yeah, just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "I promise you I won't, man." But the whole filming experience was super dope, man. It was awesome to, be across talent, people who worked in LA and have major credits and stuff like that. It was the first time I was ever able to act against or with someone in a scene like that. So that was like super dope, man, and a humbling experience. And just the whole production crew that he has, his family of people that he works with when he makes his films, all those people are great, man. I got to meet some really dope and amazing people and some connections I even have right now. And I love it, man. It's only made me better. And he's a fantastic individual, man. Like, Nick is a very awesome person, dude. He's very humble. He's very genuine, man. He's got a very kind heart. And I think that I resonate so much with him just because of his background and where he came from, the same way where I come from. It's very similar, and just morals and things like that. So he's a dope dude. Really happy to have him in my life, man, and what he taught me on the set. And I'm gonna take all that forward into all the things that I do, man. So
nice. Yeah, shout out to Nick Leisure. One thing you were talking about, like working with these LA actors and stuff like that. I think that's also, like I said, a testament to the hard work that you put in. Like, I always say there's this thing called like the film gods or like the movie gods. Like, so you may feel like you may not know when that opportunity will come, but like if you do the work, that you stay true to what it is that you're supposed to do, pursuing your goals in life, then the film gods will, to reward you for that.
Right.
And a lot of people feel that you have to move to LA, to be around these LA actors and stuff like that. But like, no, like you did it. You auditioned for a movie here in Sacramento. You've been putting in the work, and so then now you're there. You have that networking that circle of networking now, to where you have those LA connects that a lot of people will run to LA to get.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it's nothing but less than a blessing, man. Like, I put in the work that I have, and know that I'm a long ways away from where it is I want to be and where I believe I should be. But I'm very grateful for every opportunity that's given to me, and I execute. And I'll tell you, personally, I don't have like an ego. Like, being very candid with you, man, I don't care if you're an actor from LA. I don't care if you're from New York. I don't care if you're from Atlanta. None of that intimidates me. I honestly and humbly do not care. And it's not a thing of arrogance. It's just I know where I am. I know that when the time comes and I need to do my thing, I'm going to execute based on my teachings and my hard work and the morals that I have. The thing that separates people, at least from what I see from LA actors and things like that, it's the hunger and it's the understanding that this opportunity is not something that is owed to you. You had to work for this. And that's, I'm just saying the vibe of what I'm saying. I'm not saying everybody's like this, but my experiences on set, I've seen some people who are so arrogant to think, oh, I got this role, so now it's about me. No. I had a very early on, my mentor Sterling, I'll bring him up again. He came down and gave me a production sheet one time. He sat me down in his office. He's like, let's go through this, right? First thing I saw was line producer. And I see everybody's like titles and the money they have and everything like that. At the very bottom, you know what it said?
What, actors?
Exactly.
Talent.
Yeah, we like, I want you to remember this, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't be so arrogant to think that you're this. When you have a name and you're producing and you're putting money into this project and you have that presence and you've done your 10,000 hours and you have films that have made people laugh, cry, happy, whatever, and you can do that, then you can start feeling like, oh, you know, I'm something. But even you need to stay humble at that point too. Before that happens, don't even try. And I've seen it with people who are like drama queens or whatever. And I'm like, dude, that may work for some people. I can't tell you what won't work, but I just feel like in the long run, that won't.
I don't know.
Your reputation will be tarnished because of that.
Yeah.
And all you have is your word when you die, man. Like you have your legacy. And I don't want mine to be looked at like that at all.
No, that's definitely a good way to think about it, because you do get a lot of that type of, and like I said, I don't want to pinpoint Sacramento stuff, but that's where we're at,
Yeah.
But like you do get a lot of that, and I feel like a lot of it comes from people not willing to take the chance to find good mentorship. I feel like mentorship is probably like the most important thing if you want to like navigate, especially up here, navigate your acting career. And then willing to take the chance to travel to get out of the Sacramento area, like I said, being on the big sets like Jaxie, being on like 13 Reasons Why. And then like how you say, you see all these moving parts that go on behind the scenes of it. You really do get that sense of like, oh, this is way bigger than just me wanting to be famous. This is way bigger than me just wanting to get some screen time. And like you said, when you look at the sheet of like the payroll and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, actors, we get taken care of last. Like people got to understand, like when that audition process comes in, like when you get that part for the audition, like everything else has already been taken care of. Everything else has been taken care of. Like actors, as big as the egos as we have, like we're really at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah, like I said, it's a humbling thing, man. You can't be so arrogant. And Samuel Jackson said this before. When someone comes to the movie theater and they come to watch me on screen, I have an obligation for however long it is, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, to take them on a journey and an experience where they can just forget about life. And some people don't take that seriously enough. Like when I tell somebody, hey, I got this project I did, check this out on my YouTube or check this out or whatever that's going on. I'm asking you to give me one of the most valuable things you have in your life, which is time. You're not going to get that back. So for me, I'm like, I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want you to enjoy this or get something from it, learn something, be better, whatever it is. And when I work on someone's set, that's what I need to bring, that same intensity for whatever role it is that I'm doing. I want to be a part of this and be happy enough to say when an audience comes and watches their film, they go, that guy did it, or that moment made me think of something, or this is whatever it was. I enjoyed that. And that's what you owe that experience to your audience as an actor, as an artist. And some people just don't take it that seriously, and that's fine because everybody has their molds or whatever they want to do. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but I know for me, it's that important. And I bring that energy into everything that I do.
Yeah, I think as I said, definitely. And then going back to like working on projects that are not your own.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that. Because like I said, if you just constantly get in that mode of I'm doing my own project, doing your own project. Yeah, it's cool. It's, gives you a pat on the back, but that's also the stuff that puts that battery in your back too, that drives the ego, like, oh, I'm the shit, or I'm this, I'm that. Yeah. You gotta find that balance to where like, yeah, that ego to like keep pushing you forward, but then also that humility to understand that like there's a whole bigger picture.
And it'll limit you too, though, because if you continue to put yourself in that box, what it is you forget to serve.
Yeah.
you have to give in order to receive. It's not the other way around.
Mhm.
And so if you stop doing that and you just think, oh, I'm just going to be me, or do my stuff, and I'm having everyone it's almost like that person who has a mansion, right? And he keeps having the parties at his house. Well, you guys are lucky that you're in my house at my mansion doing this party. Someone else has a mansion too.
Yeah, you lucky you got a mansion. Yeah.
Someone else has a yacht.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can just go over there.
Yeah.
So then what if you throw these parties and nobody comes? What if you want to make projects and write movies and no one wants to be in them? I mean, now you screwed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stay humble throughout the entire process and be thankful for the people that come along on the journey with you and pay that back to them. So I agree with you 100%, man. Although you are doing your own thing, don't turn down other people that may be asking you for help or think you'll be an essential part of what it is that they're doing, especially if it's worth your time. Now, if it's somebody you don't get along with, I would recommend you keep that professional and just not mess with them. But yeah, man, if you can, give your time and help people do it.
Yeah, there's definitely personalities that come with this and stuff like that. So yeah, understand, you're be of service. But yeah, if you come around somebody who's not gonna appreciate it, or not, or whatever it may be, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying no. As many times as you hear no in this industry, it's okay to tell the people who you get those bad vibes, those bad energy from. Like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, that's learning to say no is essential. It's key. There's a couple of people, I'm not going to name names, but I know in my mind right now that I would never work with again, or I don't want to do any business with. And I just keep it that way and keep it professional, man. So yeah, it's dope though. To learn the whole process is really good, man.
Yeah, so I know because like Golden hasn't come out yet, so we can't really talk too much about that. But there was a feature film that you did a while ago from out here in Sacramento that did go through the whole process from pre-production, production, now post-production. I got put out. It was this movie called South Central.
Yeah.
And I believe you had played a coach in that movie.
With LT Cooper. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. My first independent film where I had a principal role in. So yeah.
Okay, so you played, so it's a movie about like track and field athlete. You played the coach in that movie. Matter of fact, and what the lead was, it Amaru Davis?
Amaru Davis. Shout out to Amaru.
Shout out to Amaru.
Diggs, Falls, all the Deja, all you guys, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that was a part of that film and stuff like that.
Clark, man, all y'all.
Steph Sanders, all of them. So that's also like the thing that is so dope, bro. Like when you like being of service to people, like, cause like I said, that was his project, that was his baby. Like everybody came together, helped him get it done. That you were able to see the fruits of that labor, because like I said, he was doing multiple premieres for it out here in the Sacramento area and stuff like that. What was that like from you being able to like kind of see like the finished product of like when all the hard work is done? You'd be like, you're at the premiere now. You're like, because that's our time to, I feel like, where we can boost our ego and like show like this is the hard work that we put up here it is for display.
So it was a gratifying moment for me for multiple factors. First and foremost, I'm going to say LT put in a lot of work into that. There's a lot of hours, a lot of time. He stressed and struggled to get that film made, and he would not have been able to do that without Alicia Wright, who's one of his producers on there, and Clark Langone, who came in, one of my close friends, came in and helped with the project. And we met on that project. We're very close friends now, but those two people were essential in that, and really showed the unity of what is necessary in filmmaking. And so it was gratifying to see the three of them able to celebrate this baby that LT created, had, and all of that. And then he put it into the world, right? So that was really dope to see. The second thing was, or one of the other things was, to see my name in credits.
Yeah.
That is one of those things that is very surreal when you see it after all the work is done, because you don't know where these films are going to go. That's one of the things people don't know about the industry. Like, you could put in a lot of work in something and it gets shelved. Yeah. Or you'll never see it. I mean, and that happens to a lot of films. So to be able to make that trek and get to that part of the journey was just amazing. And, obviously to celebrate with cast members and things like that. But I would say for me, I was happy to share it with my family. That was one of the biggest things. My grandparents were able to come out and see that. So I was very proud of that, and to show them that I'm not just saying it, I'm actually doing it. Like, you can see what it is I'm doing. Yeah. And I saw how much I grew as an actor. And I'm my own worst critic, but it was so funny to see myself. I was like, wow, boy, you pretty good.
Yeah.
You're not bad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, like, bro, you're not bad, man. Because I will tell myself, I don't like this, and I didn't do this right, and man, I should have done this. And when it comes out on tape and everyone and film and everybody sees it, everybody's going, no, Lamondo, it was great. You did a great job. I'm so much thinking about I need to do this and do this better. And then when I see the final result, I'm like, wow, you got to be grateful. You got to be grateful for what it is you're doing, your ability. So that was those three things I would say were some of the biggest stuff that I took away from that and that experience. And I was like, man, I want to make this a familiar thing. I'm going to share a story with you real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So during the pandemic, I was at a very, very low time in my life, man. I lost myself and I mean, really lost my mind, man. Many, many years ago, which I won't get into too much. I had contemplations and thoughts of suicide, man. I was going to kill myself years and years ago. And during the pandemic, I could just feel myself going into that dark place. And my wife was pregnant and things like that. And everything I had worked for in the acting, industry had shut down, obviously, right? And she took me to go see Tenet. Nolan is one of my favorite directors. And so she took me to go see that. And I saw John David Washington, Robert Pattinson perform to that movie. And it was like this moment happened, man, where God was speaking to me and the energy in the world was all aligning. And as soon as that film went to credits, I looked my wife dead in her eyes and I said, I can do that. And I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. I said, what John David Washington just did, major movie production, all that stuff, lead, I'm going to do that. And I said, I promise you that. And she was like, I believe you. And so, she was just happy about it. But you fast forward to seeing North Central, I got a little taste of that. I saw my name up there. I wasn't the principal. I wasn't the main character, but I saw that. And I said, this was an independent film. This is a feature, right? Wasn't a big scale, budget film, but it was something.
Yeah, a feature is a feature.
Yeah, and I saw myself up there and I said, man, okay. And little things like that, the momentum you get for that, just like being on Golden, when that goes to premieres and does all that stuff, that little feeling is going to come back because you are affirming to what it is you said you were going to do. Mm-hmm. And I just use that as energy, man. So,
it's like because like I said, with the comedy too, but like with the acting and stuff like that, you never know what, like I said, you never know what's going to happen with these projects or anything like that. So like, I understand completely what you're talking about, like from the mental aspect, because then it's not only like you, but then it's also like, the people around you. You got, man, do they like, because everybody has their own level of like what fame is, or because this isn't like a normal job to pursue. No. So like a lot of people don't understand the aspect of like what it means to like really work your way up into this industry. Yep. So definitely like with the mental aspect is something that really doesn't really get talked about in this industry, especially because everything is so glamorized to make it look so beautiful, like this diamond, but people don't understand the mental game that it plays on us as well and stuff like that. I know for me, like I said, I was called the same exact thing. Like maybe it was probably about like in 2000. Well, comedy is the thing that got me out of my suicidal thoughts. So it was probably even about like 2016. Because like I said, acting was going really good and stuff like that. I just did a short film out here that was called the Two Gamers. Okay. And in that movie, we had the bailiff from Judge Judy. He actually used to stay out here in Elk Grove. Okay. But he moved to New York. But he had a cameo in the movie and everything, so he was in there. But it was going to all these fucking film festivals, boo, 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 boo. But then, like, within my whole acting circle and stuff like that, they all turned out to be like, racist people. They were like, wow. They're like, we don't really. I mean, congratulations on the work that you're doing, buddy, but we're never gonna put, black people in our films and all this type of jazz. And it's all like that fucked up game. You're like, damn, man, like all this work that I just put in, and it could literally lead to nowhere. And knowing as slim as the chances are right now, like just as how slim the chances are to like make it, just knowing that there's people in my circle that was not only trying to see my downfall, but literally going out of their way to see that I don't succeed. Comedy was the thing for me that was able to like just put it out there in the open, give me a like my brain a refresher, something to kind of like redirect, my thoughts and like what I wanted to pursue and stuff like that. It just gave me gave me that outlet. I think we was talking about this at the beginning of the podcast and stuff like that, but just the whole mental thing. Like now, so now after you, get your head right, get, reaffirm, like, okay, this is what I want to do. What are some of the things that you do now to keep your head straight?
Okay. So my son was born in 2021, and that was a life-changing moment for me. June 24th. I came home, like I said, in the pandemic, lost a lot of stuff. And I saw my wife and my son, and I sat there and I said, okay, I need to stop talking about this, and I need to be this person that I imagine I could be. And so I had to start fixing my mental and fixing myself. So story goes, I read David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. He's one of the greatest teachers I've ever had that I've never met. And I don't think he would care even to meet me or care that I was praising him right now. But I have to do it because of my own convictions. And once I read that book, I started to read the Bible. And I went to Psalms and Proverbs. I've talked about this to people multiple times over. I went to the books of wisdom, and I wanted to learn guidance. And I started studying Stoics. And then I took all of those components, and David Goggins always talks about doing something that you hate to do. So I never was a long distance runner. And I always make excuses about never doing that. So I said, okay, I'm going to start running. And my first times were terrible. I was exhausted. I knew how out of shape I was. I always lifted weights and did calisthenics, but I didn't run. So I didn't have any wind. And when I started doing that, what I noticed is that I don't use music. So I don't turn on headphones with music, and that's a distraction.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, either I'm listening to a podcast, an audiobook, something that's teaching me while I'm doing it. But when I first started out, I would run 2 to 3 miles without any music, and I would just listen to my own internal thoughts. So all the insecurities I have, all the negative stuff that I say about myself, all the things people have said about me in the past that I hold on to, I had to face all of that in those runs. It was like a meditation, so to speak, for me. And I kept going back and kept going back and kept going back because I was like, every time I do this, I'm correcting something. I'm learning something about myself. And so you fast forward 2 years later, as we're in the new year, so I'll be going on my 3rd year with all of this. Dude, I've run a half marathon. I ran my first marathon last year. And it wasn't about just the glory of doing that. We talk about mental. This is how I connect this. And I want everybody out there to feel me. If you are creative, this is not just for actors. And I'm not saying you have to run. I'm not saying that's your thing. Find that thing that you do not like to do, that challenges you, and you keep going back to it. Man, when I was in that marathon race, and I can't stress this enough, I was in so much pain. I trained properly to finish, but I didn't train to go on time. I was in so much pain with my body, no one there to help me, all these things. I was isolated and alone, but I never quit on myself, and I finished that whole race through. Now, how that correlates to acting. The runs that I go on, that is my acting journey. Just feel me on this. That is my acting journey. I've almost been hit by cars. I've been chased by dogs. I've fallen. I've been exhausted. I've probably almost passed out, probably been dehydrated. All of these problems that come with running, right? Mm-hmm. Feet messed up, shin splints, back pain, all that, right? I say, well, you know what? All of what I'm feeling right now is going to happen in the film industry. There are going to be days I don't want to go to set. Yeah. There's going to be days people are going to yell at me, say nasty things to me. They're going to curse me out. They're going to talk behind my back. They're going to try to sell me out. They're going to say this. They're going to say that. All of these negative things that are going to come in the way to stop you are going to happen. And I told myself, if I quit on this run, I'll quit on the dream. And I tell myself all the time, I can't do that. My mantra, man, when everything gets hard for me, dude, and I start to feel sad or whatever, I tell myself, man, as long as your heart beats, God won't give up on you. Mm-hmm. So you can't give up on him. Yeah. And I stay true to that, man. And I'm very disciplined in that way. And it's helped me with my mental, man, and my spiritual journey. And that's what keeps me focused, because the end goal of all this is bigger than me. Mm-hmm. It's not just about me. It's not just the fame and the money and all that stuff. No, it's so that when I get to where I'm going, I can help so many other people who also thought this probably would never be possible for them. Yeah. So I stay true to that, man. And it's all about building a network and people around you. And, Sandra D, she's another one. She's a big component of this with the spiritual aspect. When she took me under her wing and started teaching me the additional parts of my acting and the business, she was so potent with telling me, Lamondo, you got to get your spirit right. I know you believe in God, but you got to get right with your spirit. And you got to feel that. You got to find that security in yourself. And man, she was 100% right. And ever since I've done all that stuff, man, my mind has been so much better and so much clearer. I don't take things personally. You know, my Sterling, he gave me the book, The Four Agreements. If you guys have not read that, please read that with Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a great book. It's a very short read. But I take all that stuff into account, man, and it's just shaped me to be the man that I am. So I think all artists need to find that gear in the mental part of the race, just as much as it's the glitz and glam and all the other stuff. Understand that this is bigger than you. And keep yourself humble. Don't shy away from that, man. Don't run away from those lessons that life is teaching you, and be grateful for the things that you do have. Because I'll tell you right now, bro, and I know you're going to feel me on this. Sometimes you wallow and you think about the things you don't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff you have now was once things you only wished you had.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
You get caught up in the wave of everything in entertainment, but you don't understand, man, you got so much more now than you had when you started.
Yeah, you get so caught up in the thinking that this is a destination and not like the journey, and not really appreciated like say just things that like I would look at now and be like, damn, look, I don't appreciate the small things, but those small things back then, like those are like huge things to me.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely how you talk about with the spiritual again, right? With whoever your God is, we don't want to, preach religion. But we don't want to preach. We're not going to preach, preacher.
Not trying to sell you.
Yeah. But like just having some type of, faith in what it like, just faith, having that connection with God would be like with the spiritual and stuff like that. It is something necessary because like, and that's something that I noticed too. Like I trying to like with this year, especially my whole thing was all like, I just want to get back to the basics of acting. I want to, because I felt like, especially like with this past year, definitely got lost in the sauce or whatever, and it got to the point to where like, damn, I'm over here like really pursuing my dream, my goals. So we're like, I'm over here like producing maybe like 8 comedy shows a month that it's just rolling like boom, 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 and everything is flowing and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, but like for some reason I just don't really, enjoy it. It's like I lost like the fun with it. And I think the fun comes with like having that spiritual connection to God, having somebody that you could actually like sit up there and like, oh man, thank him for it and stuff like that. And somebody that you could always just go back and, talk to, like I said, praying, reading the Bible and things of that nature. Like people, like how you're saying, really don't understand that type of connection of having a strong spiritual belief and then having a strong belief in what you're going to do, especially with acting and filmmaking. It's definitely necessary.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to coin a phrase that I've heard multiple times. This isn't my original stuff, but going back to scratch, right? Like I tell myself with everything I do. So I study film every single day. I don't care what it is. Studio Binder is one of the greatest YouTube channels I've ever come across. I learned so much from that, but I study film every day and I try my best to write every single day, something to keep my acting skills sharp. And I always go back and review my film. Now that I edit some of my own stuff, I'm able to watch myself like, okay, I'm going to do this, or I'll watch scenes when I film study and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that, or, what is he doing or what is she doing there, so on and so forth. And I didn't even mention this to you before we started the podcast, but my film Need a Lift, that was my first short that I wrote. And Clark Langon is a producer on it. Alex Goki's also a producer, and he was a co-writer. He came in and helped me adjust some of the stuff that didn't make sense in my writing. And then, I have my DP, John Lucas, Kendrick Daniels, another great actor. I'm pretty sure you know about him. Tyrone Diggs.
Yeah, Tyrone. Baby Tyrone was on Freaky Tales. Freaky Tales is coming to Sundance soon. Yeah, shout out to Tyrone.
Yeah, Eric Qualls is in there. And my brother Jesse Taylor was on the project. And Sherelle Daniels, Kendrick's wife, and Alicia Wright is also on the project. But that film is in the film festivals right now, and it's circulating around, and it'll be in the SAC Movie Bus Film Festival later on this year. But I bring that project up, and I talk about family and spiritual, because that project within itself was a huge, huge eye-opening moment. Once we filmed that and we got it done, it was like everything was in the wind after that. Because I just thought, I was like, this is going to be some real footage from my friends. And like, we can all come together and do this. Mm-hmm. Man, we got a colorist. Brenton came on, shout out to Brenton. And Patrick, our music composer, who had a meeting with Clark and wanted to come on with that, man. It was just divine intervention that these people wanted to help us, because we didn't have money to pay them. Like, we were doing everything on our own. And man, we went to a film festival last year in Los Angeles. And dude, I'll tell you, when those people were watching that film and they laughed when they needed to, people felt sad when they needed to, and at the end, they were like, wow, that was a really good film. To be around people who do not know you, don't owe you nothing. Mm-hmm. Audiences are brutally honest. As a comic, this.
Yeah.
You're in an environment, people do not pull punches. They will tell you suck, get on stage, whatever. And when I got to see the reactions, because I didn't tell anyone that I was the writer or whatever was in it, with the audiences, people had great responses, man. And it was so heartwarming to feel that. And I said, man, this can't be anything more than hard work in God, man. Yeah. I just can't, because I can't create that. I can't artificially manifest that moment. One dude came up to me straight up, was just like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, your movie felt like a movie. Everybody else stuff felt like it, or some of these other people. So I'm not gonna say everybody else stuff, but he's like, some of the stuff I've seen looked like it was like a TV show. Mm-hmm. Like yours was like a movie. Like you had me feeling like, wow. He's like, man, I'm actually inspired by that. Mm-hmm. I don't know this cat. We met that day. Mm-hmm. And he told me that, and I was just like, man, I'm in my purpose. This is the road that has been paved for me. This is what God is calling me and telling me. This is what you need to do. So stick to that. Yeah. Don't fight it. And I'm not saying for people who have like Hollywood dreams and stuff like that you can't do that. I do believe everyone has a role to play, mm-hmm. and someone can do roles that you can't do. I can have a whole bunch of range. I think I'm a very dope actor. I don't brag on myself, and I probably should do that more. But I let my work show for that. Yeah. You can watch my work, and then you can evaluate yourself and see, mm-hmm. okay, this dude isn't messing around. But there are roles you can play that I can't play. Mm-hmm. There are things you can do that are unique to you that I will never be able to do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. And I think people just need to understand that and know that that's the truth and be humble with it, man. Yeah. Like, you don't have to be the next person. Just be yourself.
Just be you. Exactly, man. Just be you. Just, like I said, be the best you that you can be. And that's really how you say what it's about, man. It's about put it in the work, because this is a job. This is a business. You know what I'm saying? It's mm-hmm. not about looking good and stuff like that. It's about putting in the work. And then at the end of the day, man, just leaving it up to God. Yeah. And then it'll just grow from there and stuff like that. I know, because like with talk about like with all the mentors and stuff like that, mm-hmm. because my mentor who I had, once I left that whole acting school, got my mind right and stuff like that. Yeah. My mentor, his name was Lionel Gardner and stuff like that. I'll tell you, like when I first started working on like movie sets and stuff like that, I was bad. I was bad. I would do things that like I didn't know it was bad. Like I called it like, oh, I'm taking souvenirs. Right. But
from around the way, we gonna leave with something.
Exactly. I'm like, if I'm not leaving with the line, I'm leaving with something here. You know what I'm saying? So, but then he was like, no, that's called stealing. You're stealing props from a movie. So I was like, oh, my bad. But just having but like once he like really like put me under his shoulder, he's like, man, now let me show you how things work and stuff like that. Like I said, like everything like had nothing to do. Like I learned so much about being like a professional actor from just the way he lived outside of being on a movie set. Mm-hmm. Like how you say, like being so gracious to people, just saying hello to, being humble, dude, like, or always praying. Like I said, just having God, like, damn, there's definitely that connection there, bro. It's hard. Like we could speak on it all day about the connection that you really have to have, like spiritually wise. Like if you're going to pursue the church, like we literally could go on it on a tangent all day, but be like, nah, man, that's not you. Like, no, man, like all the whole glitz, the glamour, the fame aside, bro. Like if you really want to pursue this, bro, like the thing that you're gonna really want to do is get right with whoever your God is.
Yeah, there's a man that I came across, and I don't know if he wanted me to mention his name, but he's a friend of mine, and we've grown a good friendship over the course of the last year. Some of the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. He told me, Lamondo, don't chase Hollywood, chase people. Yeah. And it'll come to you. Mm-hmm. He said, one of my mentors always tells me Hollywood comes a knocking when you least need it. But to chase people and not Hollywood was a huge paradigm shift for me. And I mean, it's one of the essential lessons I learned in 2023. Although 2023 had a lot of lessons it taught me. The most valuable currency that we have is relationships, man.
Yeah.
Like when times are rough and things start falling down, you can have $1 million in your bag, and you can take that from house to house and say, "Hey, man, can you put me up for a couple of weeks and help me? You know, all this crazy stuff's going on." Someone to take that money and then put you up. But when that money starts to, you know, when that water runs dry, they go like, "Hey, man, you know, you ain't got this no more." If they love you, unconditional. I don't need that bag. Just come be with me. I got you.
Yeah.
And they will take care of you. And I just think in this business, it's so essential to do that and have that understanding with people and to treat everyone kindly, because you truly do not know who people will become.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people, not a lot, but I've had some people say some stuff to me that was like, wow, okay, that was very disrespectful. And they, you know, it's like, yeah, and I'm this and that. I'm like, okay. Just remember who you talking to too. One day, I'm not going to be this naive kid that you think that I am that has whatever dreams. No, you'll see that. And then when I sit across from you, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. You'll be like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing people really do not understand about this business, man, it is small. And with like what goes around really comes around. The same, as long as you stay persistent in this business in some type of way. I mean, even if you're, you know, bad or good or whatever it may be, you're going to run into those people again. And those people that were doing good, man, they're going to be on a whole higher level than where you at. If you're over here doing bad, shitting on other people's goals, shitting on other people's ambitions, just to big up your own ego and stuff like that. You're going to look around, you're going to look up and be like, damn, I'm in the same place I was. And this person, he's all the way up. It's like, man, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to see those things. And I mean, whether that it humbles them or not, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter to me, because I know I know that's how the game works. So it's always this is always an industry about paying it forward. Like if you like talk about money and stuff like that, no, the only thing we're paying is we're paying it forward. You whoever helped lifted you up, man, do the same exact thing, you know, or and vice versa. Even if somebody never helped you out, man. Like I remember, like say, like with Lionel and stuff like that, like when he had seen me work on his movesets, like same thing, like with you and Eric Vikey. He's like, man, you got like that aura or something about you. He's like, man, if you ever need a place to stay while you're out here, man, just let me know. And I was like, same thing, like how you say, like with $1 million. I was like, all right, man, if you say so, if you like, don't put that battery in my back, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, like started booking auditions. I was like, hey man, I need a place to stay. He's like, all right, bro, I'll get the air mattress out ready for you and everything like that. So when people would see me in like these movie sets and all that stuff, they'd be like, damn, man, you on every set, man, you on every set. I'm all like, well, I got somebody looking out for me, bro. I truly got somebody like the success that I've garnered from like 2018 all the way up to like 2021. That's when I know I passed away. 2022, something like that. Yeah, but from that I was like I would give him like majority of my success. I would give to him just because I was all like, I'm not like, it's a long ass drive all the way out to the Bay Area and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So just having somebody that's all like understands what it's like being on the road or this, that lifestyle. It's like, yeah, man, just stay here, just do the work, just do your job, be on set. You got a place to crash, man. And so, like I said, once you start to like level up and you see that and stuff like that, you're just gonna look around and you'll be like, damn, it was a whole lot of people that helped me get to this place.
Yeah, I mean,
a whole lot.
I mean, because you mentioned the Bay Area, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. So I'm from out of Richmond, California. That's my stomping grounds. Grew up there, spent 18 years of my life, so that's where I saw a lot of the this and that, and got a lesson in life. Being out there, my family, and you know all the deaths and murders that I experienced and everything like that. Lost happy times too. Made some of my best friends in life that I'll have till I die. All of that comes from the Bay, and it's funny when I was driving back and forth going to the Bay, what I saw out there as far as like in the movie scene and like filmmaking scene. It's interesting because every city has its own like thing. Yeah, like LA, from what I've seen, those people just operate at a different frequency, man. I mean, everybody is moving, man. Yeah. Like when I had that film festival out there, I was like impressed with all these brothers that I saw, these directors and writers, man. USC Film School, UCLA Film School, New York. I'm like, man, and we don't have none of that. I'm like, we don't have no producers helping us. There's not none of this stuff. But we stood with these giants, and these dudes, when I was talking to them, oh, they were happy to show their moves, but they're like, oh yeah, bro, we got this and this in the works. Yeah. I took that and went home with that, and I was like, oh man, this is how I gotta operate. I gotta be like these brothers. Like I gotta raise myself up. San Francisco, the same thing. When I saw the movie scenes out there, and I was like on the bigger sets, because in Sacramento, I haven't, outside of Golden, I haven't been on a humongous set like with Jexy. Like that was freaking huge. Like there were so many components to that, and people, and like 13 Reasons had a whole bunch of people on their shoot days. But yeah, it's just to go back to it, it's the, I'm gonna say the vibe and the community. Like, because Sacramento's so small with its filmmakers, a lot of the people you know a lot of the same people when you're out here working with people. And I think Sacramento has a much more chill vibe.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, like on the 13 Reasons, like there were some people who were just like, you don't do this and you don't, and you're a background. I'm like, man, these are people first. Like, relax, bro. I've never felt that out here. And then on the LA stuff like that I've been on, fortunately, I haven't done any like big background in LA, so I can't speak to that yet. But for San Francisco and the Bay, man, yeah, it's definitely different. You see where people are with it, man. So yeah, I just wanted to drop that in there.
No, it is. It's definitely like that. I would say like Sacramento up here, like our film, like we don't have a film industry, we just have a film community. Like everybody here is neighbors and stuff like that. So it's not really necessarily like up here, like we're dealing deals and stuff, wop. It's more so like, hey man, you got some sugar I could borrow? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it's like. Hey, help me make this Kool-Aid or whatever it may be. Like, oh, I got a barbecue going on, man. It's just like, it's kind of like everybody's got to pitch it together. And then like say down in LA, like I've never worked on anything in LA, but I've worked on a couple of projects in like San Francisco where like there was, you know, LA productions, and they just brought the crew up there with stuff like that. So I worked with LA crews, and like, man, let me, like how you said, they work at a way different frequency, way different frequency, way faster. Like one assholes, like they could be some assholes, but that's just because that's just what it is. They're like we got to get like very militaristic, like I could say, almost like where they're like, we got to get this done, and if you don't, like, we're yelling at you, we're cussing you out.
I mean, it's really a lesson in time. It's money, man. You get with it or get lost.
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna sink or swim. For me, I thrive in those environments. I like that type of stuff. I love to be in the environment where everyone's trying to bring out the best in everyone, but I also understand that's not for everyone. Not everyone is equipped to handle that.
They can't. The constructive criticism,
and that's another part of like this industry. You have to be honest with yourself about, like, if you are not gonna. I tell my wife this all the time. The person that I grew up being, the humble, sweet kid who was always trying to put everybody before himself and all these other things. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that person. But in order to be where I want to be in this business and where I want to go in life and the things I want to do in my life, that has to be a totally different individual. You have to cultivate a person that can withstand everything. So that's where all the lessons and everything come into play. And I think that some people take things too personally and they feel attacked or they feel jaded when they're around communities or I'm going to say sets like that, the culture, when it's like, you got to adapt. You have to learn how to adapt to that, because that is what the movie industry is. Not saying the bad stuff, but I'm saying just working on set, the pacing, knowing your lines, knowing that scripts can change. Like, some people don't understand that. Script revisions are a real thing, bro. You will have something the night before. You will go to sleep for maybe 4 or 5 hours as talent because you think that, oh man, I did this 12-hour a day. Bro, it's people in production that ain't slept. Like 24 hours, 48 hours, they're going on caffeine, wired. You wake up in the morning, oh yeah, the writers wrote this for you today. What? Last night I had to step. Yeah, they're changing it. This is the business, right? To get that beautiful result. So again, like we said in the beginning of the conversation, you have to stay humble, man. You have to understand this is a part of the culture because everyone is trying to go for the best product that they can. That's their intention. No one sets out to make a bad film. I don't think anyone does that. No matter how terrible the movie is.
Like, that was not our goal.
Right. The goal was not to make it bad, but some people just are not. This is not what you want to do. Like, for example, I ain't no rapper. It's not me. I can be okay with that. I'm not a singer. I can be okay with that. Be real with who you are. If you are not meant for this industry, if you are not an actor, if you cannot handle production, all that stuff, Be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't keep lying to yourself because it's gonna expose you.
It will definitely expose you. Sooner or later, it will expose you because you're either gonna, like I said, you're just gonna see yourself just plateauing, or once you finally, get the cojones or whatever to like step into that, that bigger production, you're gonna walk into it. Like, so you're gonna walk into it with that whole like it's all about me type of thing. Like say for instance, when I was working on Freaky Tales with Tyrone or whatever, like I was like me knowing what it is to be a background actor, knowing that like, okay, I'm just here to fill up the scene to make it realistic. I'm not here to get all this camera time. I'm not here to like look at this like, oh, this is gonna be my big moment. I'm just here to, like I said, do a job, which is to be extra. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta just fill up the scene as whatever the assistant director wants me to do. And then when I'm done being on that scene, in the back, I'm networking with people. That's my job as a background actor. Knowing that, but then like you could get somebody who, like I said, if you're so constantly just working on your own projects, used to being the star of these projects and stuff like that. When you get to like on a set and you are a background and you realize that, oh, I'm not going to get this camera time. Oh, you mean this isn't all about me? Like this 10 seconds right here is not all about me? Like what? Like it could be a real head like
yeah.
Like, what the?
I mean, I think this is the street side of me that's gonna come out. Learn to play your position. Like you just have to. Like it's not it's not personal, man. But some things you're not ready for that moment, or this is just not your moment. And I know what you're talking about people who they think it's about them, or they think because I'm on this movie is. Dude, no, it's not though, bro. Like it really isn't. And like you said, you got to know where you are, and that's okay.
Yeah, not everybody could be an A-ball. Somebody's got to be a Stringer Bell. Somebody's got to be. Man, somebody's got to be a wee bay.
Yeah, I mean, dude, everyone plays their position, and sometimes like Devon Franklin, he has a book called The 10 Hollywood Commandments, and one of the commandments that I am always preaching to people is, I believe it's number 4, learning to carry a crown before you can wear one.
Yeah.
I never forget that, because you have to learn how to carry a crown. You have to play your position. When people see mega stars, like for example, one of the people I really want to work with and meet, Mahershala Ali, out of Hayward, right? I did my research on, went to St. Mary's. I was like, man, I'm from Richmond. If I ever get to meet him, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm like, man, we come from around the way. Yeah. It's like with Ryan Coogler. I'm like, man, bro, I'm gonna have so much to talk to you about. But I bring him up because he is a beautiful example of someone who plays a position. You got all this stuff like, the moonlight and everything. But what was so crazy about it when he did Green Book, he said, I've never been the lead in any of my roles. That blew my mind. Because I'm like,
you look at it, you're like, no, he's never been number one on the call list.
I'm like, what? And you see how amazing he is, but he's never been number one.
Yeah.
And he said as an actor, he just never wanted to put himself in a box. He always wanted to be able to move around and shake and do things. And that's what I'm saying. Play your position. Play to your strengths. Not saying he can't lead because he can, but he knew it was timing. There'll be a time for that when I want to do that.
Yeah.
But right now I want to do this, and I'm going to excel, and I'm going to be the best at it. And I'm going to execute. And I say that to everybody else. Like, right now may not be that time where you are the actor everyone knows about, and the movie star. But maybe that time comes later. Maybe it's after you've put in the work and you've gone through your hardships and you learn, and maybe you create it for yourself.
Yeah.
But just before you get to that point, man, stay humble and be gracious to everybody around you and learn everything they have to teach you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you this one story and stuff like that. Cause I worked on, like I said, The Last Black Man in San Francisco with we said Jeremiah was on that. He was like the ADs or whatever. But like I was the stand-in for Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
And this was before everything. You know what I mean? This was 2018. And like I said, just how you say, like he was every day on set, he would be like talk to like hair and makeup ladies, all of them, just greeting them, the sound and all that stuff. Just really humble, really great dude on set to be around. And then when it came down to his acting, I remember there was one scene where like one of the actors, he ended up getting killed or whatever and stuff like that. And so for the scene, like he basically was just had to pour tears, you know what I mean? Like just bawling, crying. And every single fucking take, crying, bro. He's just hitting his mark every time, just fucking crying. And that was at that moment right there was kind of like the moment where I said, I was like, man, like this is what it's like to be a lead actor. This is what it's like to be prepared and stuff like that. And then with him, like I said, as talented as he was, like he knew he was the shit, you know. But then just carrying that humility and stuff like that. Like, I even showed him some of my stand-up clip. I was like, here's this. He's like, giving me like little moments. Hey, bro, you're really fucking talented, bro. Like, keep doing this thing and shit like that. But then, like, maybe we got like 4 weeks into like the set, like 4 weeks into the production or whatever. He ended up getting a call, and it was a call from Jordan Peele. Talk about like, because he had got cast for Lovecraft Country, right there on the set of Last Black Man in San Francisco. And that was probably like my aha moment to like how you say, you just got to really just wait for your time, because like I said, just see, like he had already been a great actor. It's just that the world hadn't seen it yet.
Yep. Man, you know, somebody asked me that question last year because I've been told I'm super dope. I've been told I'm talented, man. You know, you work hard, you're a great person. And like, Mondo, why do you think that you aren't in Hollywood doing all these things, bro? And I said, honestly, I just believe because not enough people know me yet. And I don't sit there and wallow in that. I keep working because I have to work hard to make that opportunity happen. Like him being in the Last Black Man in San Francisco, what people don't understand, man, is every hand he shook, every laughing conversation he had, every good morning he had, hey, how are you doing? Hey, brother, you need this. Hey, I'm gonna help you. All of those people he interacted with led up to that phone call of somebody going, you know, we're gonna consider him. Let's get this going and get this guy in there and handle his job. But without all of those things, without him putting in all that time and being courteous to people, even on days where he felt bad, he had stuff going on in his life, he didn't let that get in the way. That moment came to him because of that. And things like that I think about. Like, I don't compare myself to other person because they say comparison is the death of joy, right? So you don't want to do that. I just look at other people and I see what they're doing, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get there too. I will see you at the top. I'll see you amongst these people, and then we can all have a conversation. Like I was telling one of my boys, he said, Mono, you know, you going through it as an actor. You always say you're struggling on stuff. I said, yeah. I said, man, all the debt that you build up and everything like that, everybody goes through it. And it's funny because when you get around all those A-listers and stuff like that, they go, oh, I remember that. They're like, yeah, I was just like that too.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team, brother. Like, everybody gonna feel sad. They go like, no, we all went through it.
Yeah.
You are not so special that it's only happening to you.
Yeah.
And some people have to get out of that.
Yeah.
You're not alone in this, man.
Yeah. I know, like, especially like let's say like there's going from being non-union to being like a union actor, there was a whole lot of like because I got my union status just from like doing background work or whatever. But that, like, I mean, like up until that point of pursuing it, like there's like actors around me like, man, you don't want to do that. I was like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want to be like a union actor getting your status from doing background work. You want to get it from doing this or doing that. You know, you got to be the lead. And I was all like, I don't know, man, because like of all the union actors that I know, like they've never looked at me, like judged me from the way that I did. They're basically like you say, like once you're in the house, you're in the house. Yep. They're like you're in. Like we don't care how you joined it. Yep. We just know that if you did, that you put in the work some type of way. Right. And that's all that matters.
How could you be so arrogant to do that? You think about that, right? How could you be so arrogant to say, oh well, I got grandfathered in because my father is so and so, and I've acted in this and this and that. That doesn't matter. No one cares, because at the end of the day, and this is the beauty of just the business in general as actors, and this is why when I told you earlier, I don't care who you are, where you come from. I honestly believe, and I'll say this right now because I know this is going to be on the internet, and I this will age well. I promise you. I really am not afraid to admit this. If I was on set with any of the people that I admire, any of the actors or actresses that I admire heavily, let's just say, for example, Denzel Washington or Robert De Niro, right? They don't know who Lamondo Hill is. They never seen this kid, whatever, right? I can almost, with absolute certainty, say when I get done with that scene with them, even if they beat me in the scene, you know, whatever, they would give me a head nod. I'm like, okay, this brother knows something. This dude is
Yeah.
He's not at the show because of just luck.
Yeah.
Like, somebody didn't just call and say, oh yeah, and just, we're gonna just do no. This brother knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there gives me a lot of pride and joy, because it's like when I get there, it's not about how you got there, but when you get there, you are prepared for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And your colleagues or your peers will acknowledge you. You, like, just like you say, you're a comic. You want to get around comedians, and when they see you, they go, man, you got here because you're dope, because you worked for it.
Yeah.
Not because you're somebody's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I give you a special because you're a friend of so-and-so. No, you work so hard. You're so great at your craft.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody acknowledges you.
Yeah.
Yo, you dope. That's a gratifying feeling. Not the, I got bought and, whatever, shoehorned in here. Like, you don't want to do that, man.
No, yeah. I mean, now if I happen to put in the work and then I just happen to have a friend that's already established and he says, yo, I see the work that you put it on.
Yeah.
Let me give you this alley-oop real quickly.
Yeah.
Then
that's still the work.
That's still the work.
That relationship, right?
And they seen it.
It doesn't, you're right. It doesn't matter. You could be best friends. Let's say Kev Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Best friends. Go to the house, kicking it, whatever, all the time. I mean, you go on to family events, all that. He never calls to give you a special because you just lazy.
Yeah.
He's not telling you that. He knows this.
Yeah.
But the boy who's over here that he ain't so cool with, but is like, he talks to him every now and then, but he's grinding, he's hustling, he gonna give him that special.
Yeah.
He gonna give him that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm talking about. Put in the work. Just consistently do that, man. And those opportunities will come to you. At least I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, time will tell, but I believe that with that work, man, those opportunities come.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to be seeing you every day. Like, I should, like, say you're at, like, I should not be seeing you every day. Say, like, I want to see you every, like, a couple weeks, couple months or whatever, because you're out there just busy, you're working, you're grinding and stuff like that. I want to, like, when we do connect, you have all these great stories to talk about rather than us just talking every day. Like, hey, so what do you want to do? Hey, man, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Yeah. We're not kicking it and just, throwing dreams into the wind.
Yeah,
right?
Just like,
exactly. You are being proactive and about what you say, man. Like, one of the dudes I hang out with all the time, I was just on the phone before I got in here, my boy LP, shout out to him, man. We were talking about these concepts, man, and just building these things with his photography. And the kid, I don't want to say the kid, the young man is so talented in the way he sees stuff, man. And I really believe in him, man. It's just dope. And it's like when I talk to people like him or my boy Devon, who's a really dope DP, he's going to direct one of the shorts that I'm working on right now. Just beautiful creatives, man, to have around you. You feed off that.
Yeah.
And it's not that you have these conversations with them just to have them, like you said. Take something from that.
Yeah.
And then put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Go do something with it. Don't just, I just like to do it just to have a conversation. Some people love to chase dopamine, man. They love to just hear themselves talk.
Yeah.
But you can't do that if you want to be successful.
Yeah. Take advantage. Like, don't take advantage of the person. Take advantage of the opportunity that person presents to you.
100%.
And that will push you a whole lot further than, like how you say, just want to be around somebody just to say, hey, I'm around this person.
Man. Eric Thomas said that best, man. Here's a quote. That boy said, that man said, you have to take advantage of the opportunity in a lifetime and the lifetime of the opportunity. I mean, that was cold. Mic drop. I was like, yo.
Say that one more time.
You have to be willing to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime and the lifetime of the opportunity, because you'll never have that again. You'll never have it. This moment we're sharing right now, this conversation, you will never have that again.
Yeah.
You can call me and say, Mondo, I want you to do another one with me tomorrow. It's not going to be this one, though. You can't get that energy back.
Yeah.
And it's so true, man. That's why, like, with my audition last year with Golden and, the short films that I did all last year. 38, I did one called The Plaza, The Cave, all of that stuff, man. I do not take those things for granted.
No.
Because this is an opportunity right now that I once wished I could have. And I got it.
Yeah.
Don't throw it away.
Yeah, I would definitely say, like going online, looking up your IMDb, you could definitely tell that you put in the work, and like I say, you practice what you preach. Because like you could, like, just for like what I've seen on the IMDb, you could definitely tell. You practice what he preaches. He's put it in the work, and whatever it is that he wants to get out of this industry, he's gonna get it. Because I see it right there. You know what I mean?
One of the role models that I have, and hopefully this finds a way to him, So I'm gonna ask the people out there watching if y'all could please help me with this. Tyler Perry.
Oh, we'll tag him. We'll tag him in this. We'll tag him in this clip.
I've never met the man. I've tried terribly to get a conversation with him by calling his studios at the front desk and seeing if they need help with anything. Terrible, man. I'm just trying to give service to him. But I look at what he's done on a business perspective, and I look at his journey and what he's been willing to share. That inspires me so much, because what I would want, anything, if he asked me, what do you want, Lamondo, or anything, I would tell him not to just give me a role, not to just do this, but just to teach me. Mm-hmm. I'd want to learn to carry that crown that he has.
Yeah.
Learn that. Spend time. What is your business like? What is the mindset? What is all of what you suffered and went through to get to this point? Who is that man? You know how people, they always have those pictures like two big actors on a jet flying somewhere on a plane. Mm-hmm. Man, I'd let it be on a plane and just fly with him somewhere. Yeah. Just listen to his conversation, what he has to say, and soak up all the game, because I want to be able to do that for the Bay Area and the people over here in California in general. I want to be that major studio, that reputable guy, that guy who everyone loves and can come to, and they know he's serious about his business. He's making films. He's helping people's dreams come true. And he's doing it and standing on the merits of a very sound individual. So that dude, I mean, in spades, man, I look at what he's doing, and it just gives me energy, man, knowing that he was homeless at one point, man, and that he just felt like nobody was going to give him an opportunity. And he conquered it, man. He kept pressing towards, man, and kept going forward, and he didn't quit.
I was gonna say, man, no, because I used to talk about like you calling up their offices and stuff like that, man. Like that, like you look, like people may look at it like it's crazy or whatever, but like, that's really what you got to do, man. Like I remember, like when I first wanted to start getting booked up here in the Bay Area, like one of the things that I got was I bought postcards with my headshot on them, and then I would mail out those postcards to all the casting directors around the area, like, hey, my name is Buddy, I'm looking for work. How can I do? What can I do to be of service with you?
Right.
And then some of them started booking me work and stuff like that. Then once they started booking me work, I sent them right back a whole other postcard, like to the casting, like, hey, thank you for giving me this job here. And then the other casting directors that did not book me, guess what they got? They got another postcard too that said, hey, yo, guess what? I just got booked for this job right here, but hey, you may not have booked for it, but thank you for giving me at least a chance.
Yep.
I at least press the opportunity and stuff like that. Yeah. And then this actor named Robert Morgan, he's probably like done like the most Netflix original shows or movies ever. Like if it's like you go to his IMDb, like he's nothing but like Netflix. He, like how you say, like Columbus, like if you really want to break into the industry, man, like whoever it is that you look up to, like as like your inspiration, like how you say, call them up, like figure out how to get a hold of them. Like if you can't get a hold of Tyler Perry, find out who the casting director is that's directing his films, and then you just get a hold of her. And then, like I say, like being a service to people, like especially with the business side of things, the more you could bring to this game outside of just like your acting skills will push you a whole lot further.
Yeah,
a whole lot further. So like that's one, like we had talked about it. Like just figure out how you could be of service to this person that just relieve whatever minor headache they may be having right now. Whatever you could do to relieve that of them, it'll go a whole lot further than you just say, hey, I'm a terrific actor. You should put me in your movie. You should make me the lead because I'm the man. You're like, no, Tyler, what do you need for me, to get this project off the ground that I could help you with? And then in return, he will probably most likely then, because that's the way it works, man, will return the favor and like, oh, man, well, thank you for doing this for me. Now I have this opportunity for you.
Yeah, 100%. You are 100% correct in that, man. I'm telling you, I can't tell people enough. You have to give in order to receive, man. And there are so many quotes that I listen to all the time that are in my head, man. Like one that's so deep and so subtle. It's I'll share two of them with you actually. One is the first one is if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Right? And because it's not just about you. And then at the end of the day, when the chess match is done, the pawn and the king go in the same box.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that, right? Like it's so simple and subtle, but it means so much.
Hey man, then I've even just thought about that too, because I used to talk about like how like people come up in the acting game, like somebody's gonna like everybody starts off as a pawn, but once you get to the other side of the board, now you become whatever you want to be. Like, well, I'm gonna become the queen, or like whatever maybe that got took. Like, hey man, you like how you say that's just how it is, man.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
We all move on, pass on, go to the next life, die, however you see it. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, we are all human. We're all just people. And it's like when people want to get stuff from people just to get stuff from them, they know that. They feel that, man. You lost your humility. And people don't want that, man. They don't want that around them. So be of service, but be a human. When you ask someone, how's your day going? Genuinely mean that. Don't say that just to, because I've had cats I've spoken to at mixers and stuff like that. Dude, I mean, I know some people say they have ADD, and I know that's a real thing. But God, man, some people, it is like so disrespectful. Like they'll talk to you, on to the next person. It's like, I was just having a conversation with you. Like we were getting into it, and they just have nothing to say to you. And it's like, all right, people gonna remember that. Somebody's gonna remember that one day. That you just blew them off. You got to be conscious of that, especially in this business.
Yeah, man. Like, because we say everything comes around. What goes around comes around in this industry, man. You're gonna. It's such a small circle up here as it is, anyways, to where it's all like, well, just sit down and have a conversation with the person. Like, just have a conversation. Like that person that you're like trying to kiss ass, woo, 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 woo. Like it's okay. I mean, I understand if you're just gonna, make like introduction and stuff like that. But like, if you're my boy, my partner, like, yeah, let's sit down, let's chill, let's talk. Like I said, this is our opportunity to check in with each other, see how we're doing. So make sure your mental is right and all that good jazz stuff like that. Because like I said, once the whole networking is all that networking is done, it's like, man, we back out there working, we back out there grinding. Like how are you doing right now, bro? So that way, when I know that once we do leave this networking event, if there is something that I can do to help you out, I know how to do it. Rather than just going to these networking events just to figure out, hey, how can you help me? Oh, how can you help me? I need you to do this for me. I need you to do that for me. It's all like, no, bro. Like I said, like being the neighbors, like, bro, like you need some sugar, you need to borrow, bro. It's
true, man. It's true. I mean, like I'm building my team around me right now of people that I believe are solid, and I think that we all mesh well. And everybody, again, they play their position. And me, man, I'm about testing it, dude. Like I'll bring this up again. I ran a marathon, man, something I never thought I'd do in my life. And one of my other goals is to run the Ironman. So I'm training myself for that right now. I'm doing years out because it's expensive and there's a lot that goes into it. But one of the main components of it, man, and people will learn this about me the more I talk and they get to know me in my personal life. Dude, I'm all about finding out. Like, I'm not one of these guys who says things and speaks in hollow words and just says, oh, yeah, we're going to do this and whatever, and then it just never happens. No, man, if you say you're about something, you're going to do something, you do it. And then you also have to test yourself. So if, like, I'm talking to you right now and I say, I'm this great actor who's talented, has a lot of range. I'm not saying that to you just because I'm on a podcast. I'm saying that because if you want to test me, you will find out. You will see, oh, this dude's different. Like this is a whole different working experience being with this guy. But so many people, they just want to say it, but they don't want to test it. So my team that I'm building around me, yeah, we have great ideas. People are great at what they do. Oh, we need to test it though. Yeah. We need to go in the trenches and make films. We need to play like the people that we want to compete against. We need to operate just like they do. And you will never do that. I never know that by just sitting there and talking and saying, oh, look at what I've done. No, how do we work together? Because that's going to determine everything. If we can be great individuals, but if we can't work together, it's a waste of everybody's time.
Now, so you're talking about having this team and stuff like that. How many people on your team actually like do the same thing?
So you're saying like have the same skill sets, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of people overlap, like they've had experiences with that.
Yeah.
But like this project that I have coming up that I'm doing, I made it very clear to the point to everybody that everyone is going to have one job and no more than that.
Yeah.
We can all have skills and obviously have, ideas. You don't want to ever kill ideas. Some people come with great stuff and they're like, dude, that will look dope. And you want that positive environment, especially as a leader. And I feel like in this position, I'm leading this, and you want to, be a person that everyone has a voice, right? But I have to cut things off and be very stern and direct about certain things. And one of the things is that everyone has a position. You execute that and you respect that. This person is our director of photography. He's not our gaffer. He's not our grip. He's the director of photography. This person is the director. Okay. This person is the grip or gap. This person is first AC. This person is talent. Remember where you are. And the reason why I say that and why I'm so stern in that is because you get on major movie sets. That is the standard.
Mm-hmm.
You step on people's toes, they don't like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't, again, it's not just the arrogance. Some people are arrogant and assholes. And that's, but you got to remember how much work they put in to be in this position, man. You don't know how many hours I put in to get here. Mm-hmm. Baby, you don't understand. Like, I'm on a movie set with, you name it, Tarantino, James Cameron, Antoine Fuqua. I don't care. I'm here now. And you going to come in here and try to be like, oh, no, I can do. No. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it, but I got this. And that's how I respect the people on my team. I'm going to respect you, man, because this is your position. Do it to the max. If you need my help, I'm here. I got you. But you got to do this one, man. Mm-hmm. You can't. And like I said, with that marathon, dog, no one is going to be here to help you or do the work for you. You got to do it yourself. Yeah. And I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. That's who Mondo is. I love you, man. I see you doing stuff. Like I said, I had to get your socials and stuff because I want to support you in the best means that I can. But I can't do it for you.
Yep.
When you up on that stage or you doing your background work, you standing in, I'm not the one putting in the hours. Mm-hmm. I can look at the final product, like, congratulations, brother, when it's done. But you don't want to put in the work, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah. That's the answer I was looking for. That's exactly why I asked you that question and stuff like that. Just because you gotta understand, like, exactly what you just said. Basically, just summed up everything.
Mm-hmm. It's all, and again, it's perspective. Mm-hmm. Perspective is my favorite word about all the stuff in our vocabulary. It's all about how you see it. Yeah. All about you, the way you interpret things, man. Respect those people. Don't disrespect them. Let them do their thing. If a millionaire comes up to you, billionaire, I'm pretty sure they pay you for a job.
That's what they want you to do. They want you to do that job. Thank you. Do that job. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not I've directed some things before, but I'm not gonna walk out to a set knowing that I'm, like I said, a background actor or whatever, and just walk up to the director. Hey man, you know how you should shoot this shot, man. If you want to shoot it like with the camera, like,
you've seen that. Yeah, I know you have.
Yeah,
working around. Yeah, the way.
Yeah,
you've seen this.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people just shoot themselves in the foot just for trying to just try to be helpful and stuff like that. So, like, no, bro, like, even if it's something as small as like the prop guy, or like, I've been on sets about like just like hey, like extra standard or whatever. I'm like, hey man, let me help you with the C stand. Let me just lift this up. We really need to take the C stand too. They're like, no, whoa, what are you doing? Don't touch it. Like, it's my job.
Right.
It's somebody's job to grab that C stand. Like, you do not have to go out of your way just to show your value.
Right.
All you got to do is just do your job that you're asked to do, and do it to the highest degree.
And if you see, like, on lower production sets, obviously, man, these people are going to need help, and they're working very hard, so you can do that. But when you are in a position where, like you say, it's time and place and where you are, when you're on a major production set like that, it's all about respect, man. They've hired you to do a job. Do your job. Be nice and be humble and show your humility. Be a kind person. I'm not saying be
don't be a pushover.
Yeah. Don't do any of that. Stay kind and be true. But remember, this is somebody's job, and respect them in their area of expertise or at their craft at all times. You don't go to a mechanic and say, so I need you to do this oil change for me. Well, dude, that's not how you jack up the car. That's not how I take the oil filter off. They're gonna look at you. Because that's a different industry. They might cut you out just like, you can take a car.
They won't take that.
Right. So but in the film industry, everybody's a little bit more subtle because it's like they got to know who they are. Yeah. Unless you're with people who are already established and don't care, they will tell you straight up.
Yeah. You'll see it on the set where somebody goes off the rails a little bit, like whoa. You'd be like, can they do that? But then you show up to set the next day and they're not there. Like, oh, I guess they can't.
Right. Exactly. Just like that.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Before we do wrap this up, like I always do, at the end of the podcast, I call it like the Mount Rushmore so like your respective field, acting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So who's your top 4 influence or motivations to pursue this career?
Okay, so before I give you my top 4 of my Mount Rushmore, because I went over this with my wife, I gotta give some honorable mentions real quick.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Meryl Streep, Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins, Michael Caine, Marlon Brando, because if I did not say Marlon Brando, all actors would probably assault me. Kerry Washington, Viola Davis, Adrian Brody. That's just to name a few. I just had to get some of those names out there so nobody killed me. Okay, when I say my Mount Rushmore. Oh yeah, and Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Okay. But my Mount Rushmore of actors, number 1 at the helm is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
Bar none. Bar none. You can. I understand everybody. You got people you love. I'm telling you, Daniel Day-Lewis is the man. Okay. Second, we're going Denzel Washington. Okay. Got to put him on there. Just because what he's done for me as a, not even before I got into acting, just what he does in general. Amazing. Started off with Training Day when I was a kid. American Gangster. John Q, Man on Fire. The list goes on and on. My man is insane. Number 3 is going to be Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
People sleep on that. Now, I'm not saying Jamie's, if you look at his Oscars, he has a one for Ray, but I mean, the other stuff that he's done.
Talent, the range of what he could do.
Dude, that is incredible. Like, I don't think people understand how brilliant this man is. Like, dude, you can act. Not act as in just like, he's one character. No, he can act. The man can sing. Like, legit. He don't need auto-tune.
No,
and plays like 5 instruments. I mean, you, dude, in comedy, he is a comedian. I mean, this is absolutely insane.
And he really could play football. Like when he did like Any Given Sunday, like they like originally it was supposed to be P. Diddy, but we're not going to talk about him on this podcast. That's going to get us canceled.
Yeah.
But like when he auditioned for Any Given Sunday, it's like because he could really fucking play football.
That man is so talented. I'm telling you, if just acting with him and being on set with him, I mean, I would get that. That's a life course right there. It's just you get so much around him, man. So he is so dope. Yeah. And then number 4, my favorite actor, got to give it to Christian Bale.
Christian Bale,
my man Christian Bale is a murderous. Just you tell that dude what you want him to do, he gonna go above and beyond. I mean, all of his films, I absolutely adore, man. I mean, the dude is just so talented, man. And for younger brothers, so that's my Mount Rushmore to answer your question. But for younger brothers coming up in the game, man, I really, really like Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Trevante Rhodes. Michael B is really dope. Obviously, he's doing his thing. And man, John Boyega is really good. I mean, I study these brothers, and it's not a thing of like I say, it's not comparisons or competition, but I know that they're in the same age bracket as I am. And that's who, when I get to the ship, I want to get the head nods from them to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see you, brother. Like, all right, you doing your thing. Not like, how he get here? Who is this?
Yeah.
Even though someone may do that at first, but afterwards their perspective.
Once they get a perspective, they understand like, oh, okay, yeah, it is. But like, but that's the thing too, man, because I know like maybe we start drifting off into like the the entertainment and like all that type of stuff. But like like British actors get a lot of shit. At some point in time, like because they're taking all these American roles and stuff like that. But I'm all like up here, I feel like we like in British and stuff like that, like they. Like it is like a career. That is something that like they're built up for, like to have an acting career.
Yeah.
Up here more so, like up here it's kind of been so sensationalized to the point where like if you want to being a good actor is about being famous rather than just being a good actor.
Michael Caine said it best. There's a difference between an actor and a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some people do not understand that they're not actors. Like, may he rest in peace. Chadwick Boseman was a beautiful soul, man. And he was one of the guys on my list that I really, really wanted to meet in my life. And I couldn't do that. And man, he was phenomenal as a person. And if you go back and you watch some of his roles, just what he did, his choices were great.
He put on for the culture, really put on for the culture.
Right. And you talk about, British actors versus American actors. He was one of our Americans that was doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't understand how many of these people are actually British actors until you start seeing their interviews. Like, Jeremy Strong is another great one. Brian Cox, but everybody else in like the Succession cast are all British. Like,
I mean, Idris Elba threw us for a loop on The Wire until he started. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Stringer.
I didn't believe that for a long time. I was in denial when I saw that. I was like, no, that dude, he's from, he's probably from some hood or whatever.
Yeah, he grew up in Baltimore. They just cast it right off the street. They're like, no.
Yeah, no, but that was a crazy one too. But yeah, for me, with the British actors, I see it as kind of like it's something to prove. Like for me, I want to get amongst these cats and work with them and just level up my game. Because if they're sitting there and they're learning these American accents, they're doing this stuff, that's like, why would I be so arrogant not to do that too? Like, I would love the opportunity to work in a big American film, obviously American production, and do a British role with some actors who are natively, like that's their native tongue, and they can't tell the difference. They'd be like, oh, where are you from?
Yeah.
Richmond.
He's from Richmond? Oh, shit.
He's not from East London.
Yeah.
Like these, I want him to be like, what? Like, what is he? That's how I see it. That's the fun for me instead of hating on them and like, man, these things. Nah, just work harder.
Yeah, that's the challenge of that's where like where people like where the competitive spirit comes from me. It's just like how you say, just challenging myself. I don't see no competition with anybody else and stuff like that. It's just the competition with me just like saying, okay, this is where I want to get to. All right, now how do I chart this course to get there?
Yeah, your greatest enemy is always going to be yourself. You got to beat yourself every time. I told myself my mantra for this year. Last year was all about me learning myself. This year, man, it's going to be let's find out and make sure that you earn it every day. You got to go back and earn it every day. Just because you did it yesterday doesn't mean anything. It's a new day, and you got to go back and just recall on it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. So, I love that top four, man. Daniel Day-Lewis, especially, like I said, he sets the bar, especially because he's very particular with the roles that he takes, because he gets so immersive into those roles that, like, I could imagine just after it wraps, it could probably take him a while just to get back into just being himself and stuff like that. That goes back to how we say just having the strong, the right mental capacity in this game to just be all like, once it's done and over, all right, now I know I need to go back and reset. And what are the things that I need to do to reset to get back to my normal self?
Right. I mean, like I said, I know Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, all these people are amazing. I'm not, please, y'all, if I don't name them, does not mean I don't know them. Anne Hathaway and so on and so forth. I'm just saying, for the people that I watch and that I study, those four individuals are very, very, keen to my studying and my success. And Daniel Day-Lewis, again, the work that he puts in, similar to like Gary Oldman, who's another savage. Gary Oldman is a master of disguise. I mean, if you don't want to see who he is, you'll never know. Robert Downey Jr. and all these other people. But Daniel Day-Lewis sets the bar for me because when you watch him on screen, it's at the pinnacle point of where he's not acting, man. Like, acting is to listen. Acting is reacting. Just like what we're doing right now. This conversation is genuine. It's real. You don't know where it's going to go. That's what acting is. The truest concept in its truest form is to be honest at all times. It's not about lying. It's about being honest. That guy is so honest in everything he does. I mean, you really believe he said what he said. It's like if you look at those tapes where like interviewing a murderer, God, I'm so glad he played Bill the Butcher, but I'm glad he didn't play like a modern day psychopath, because you would really, people would really be like, hey, man, Jake Gyllenhaal does crazy very well, which he's great too, but Daniel Day-Lewis might scare you, man. Like you might be like, hey,
I can see if I was working on Lincoln, him as Abraham, I'm like, this motherfucker might try to free me. This motherfucker really might try to free me.
I told my boy, I said, when you watch Lincoln, that is Abraham Lincoln. Because we don't have any
we don't have no footage of Abraham.
Nothing. There you go. Yeah. That's Abraham Lincoln.
That's it. And then we had Denzel. Of course, Denzel basically sets the standard for like all, I would say, I mean, actors in general, but black actors, he definitely does set that standard because, like I said, he is somebody who also he's achieved success in this industry, but he also like if you listen to him like in his interviews and all that stuff, he also like lets you know like, yeah, like I don't play these industry games though.
Yep.
Like I'm here to do a fucking job, and then that's it. I don't all these whole politics and stuff like that or doing what I got to do to win an Oscar or whatever. I mean, he's won the Oscars, of course, but he's like, I don't play that political bullshit. I'm just here to do a job.
He stands on his morals, man,
mm-hmm.
and it's very honorable to see that.
Yeah, definitely that. And then we had Jamie Foxx, of course. I mean, the one thing that sticks out with me with Jamie Foxx is how you say how he does everything. Like for me being like a comedian, I'm all like, he does all forms of comedy. He'd do stand up, he'll do sketches, he'll do roast, you know what I mean? Like all forms of comedy, impressions, like he is a master of all.
He's a sniper.
Yeah.
Jamie will sit there with somebody and imitate you on the spot.
Yeah.
That's got to be a very disturbing feeling to be such a pronounced actor. I'm a thespian, I'm this and this and that. That man will do exactly what you were doing right now and make fun of you.
And make fun of you for it. And you'd be like, damn, I went to Juilliard. I went to 4 years of schooling for this. I got college debt up to my ass just to learn how to be this person. And this dude's just gonna sit down and he's gonna figure it out in 5 minutes.
Man,
fuck.
Then I'll make a song about it. Like yeah. You name it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, right up there. And then the other one that we had was
Christian Bale.
Yeah, our Batman. That's my Batman.
Yeah. Christian Bale is, man, I'm telling you, the dude is dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
He just, what he brings to the screen, man, it's just something that people have to be very appreciative for because he does the work.
Yeah, and he's one of the ones, like I said, he was a child actor. So he was like one of the ones that got his foot in like from very young, understood somebody like I'm pretty sure he had great mentors and stuff like that because you see what happens with a lot of these child actors and stuff like that. It had that mentorship there just to say, hey, this is how if you're gonna be in this business, bro, this is how you're gonna have to navigate this. This is how, if you want to be successful and stuff like that through all the ups, downs, trials, and tribulations, this is how it's gonna have to work. And you see what happened. So yeah,
paid off for him in a big way. It's guidance is everything. Mentorship and doing it the right way is essential. It's crucial to your success, and it's necessary. And people have to be very thankful that they do have it. And like you said in the beginning of the podcast, man, pay it forward.
Pay it forward, man. Pay it forward. That's how we do it and stuff like that. Man, hey, Lamondo, man, thank you, bro. This has been a wonderful podcast episode, man. I hope you enjoyed yourself and stuff like that. Thank you for having me.
Seriously.
No, so before we do wrap it up, man, tell the people where they can find you at.
Okay, everybody. So you can find me on my Instagram at Lamondo Hill II, or just Lamondo Hill. It's very easy to find. It's only one of me out there, man. Same thing with Facebook. And consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I do a couple of skits on there, but I'm working to put on more content. Hopefully for behind the scenes stuff that I can share for my adventure as an actor and as a writer, and as, like I said, becoming a mogul in the industry. So you can support me in those ways. And then also if you want to do donations, you can become a Patreon member, which I'm building that also. And that just helps the productions that we're doing independently. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, man. I hope to see you guys soon and interact with you guys, and see you in the future on sets, man, and work with y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Lamondo Hill, the actor / mogul, man. We are, like I said, you know me, Buddy Ramen. You can catch me at Buddy ENT or at Funny Business on all social media platforms. And then you can check out the website too, buddyent.com. Other than that, like I said, other than that, you can check the podcast out. We're streaming on all streaming platforms at Spotify, Google, iHeart, Apple is coming soon. So tune in. This episode will probably be uploaded sometime in like February. Other than that, man, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast. I am signing out. I will catch y'all next time, y'all. Peace.
Take it easy, y'all.
Oh, dope, bro. That was good. That was a good conversation. I didn't go live with that one, but after doing it, I was like, man, I probably should have went fucking live with that one. Dropping jewels. Oh, wow. That was an hour 40 minutes almost. Holy shit. Hour 45. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. That'll give me a lot to work with.